Hey guys, it's Amanda and this is my channel, Mindful Dinosaur. Welcome back to my channel. Unless you're new here, then welcome. So I know I just kind of filmed a video, so I'm wearing the same thing as my last video, but I kind of wanted to dive deeper into something a little bit more serious. So this is my eating disorder story type thing. There's not going to be any pictures. If this would trigger you in any way, please click out. I will not list specific weights, photos, any of that thing, but if talking about eating disorders is triggering, please click out. I won't be offended. It's totally okay. So where do I even begin? So I always had kind of a weird relationship with food and exercise. I remember my earliest memories of it were kind of like when I was in 4th grade. I would constantly exercise. I mean, all through my life, I was a runner. So when I was 10, I ran a half marathon. I was hardcore into running and athletics, and I did every sport there was. I remember when I was younger, I would stay on the elliptical for an hour, and the only reason I got off was because my parents were like, come on, Amanda, you need to get off. So that's kind of where the exercising part started. I remember my parents would always tell people she's the healthiest girl I know, she only eats this sort of thing, like that. I'm not blaming them at all. It's just one of those things that, just kind of contributed a little bit to Ed latching on to things. I remember also my parents were always dieting. So they were on Weight Watchers and all that sort of thing. So I would get excited when they would let me eat a Weight Watchers food, a Weight Watchers ice cream, and I just wanted to diet like them because with media back then, it's dieting and being thin was good, which we know isn't the ideal of beauty. It's health at every size, but in 6th grade is when it kind of got a little worse. So I was 11, I think. I started binging after school. But I would exercise constantly to alleviate the anxiety from that. But I would have panic attacks and everything. And then 7th grade came and I started restricting more. I don't want to go into too much details, but I was restricting heavily and it kept getting worse and worse. And then it got much worse, even so that I was having seizures. I dropped a lot of weight the summer between 7th and 8th grade, and that was the worst summer of my life. Remember, I started a new medicine and it made me crazy. It was really bad. That was for the seizures, the epilepsy, and I feel it just made me a terrible person. And yeah, so that time was very bad, and I just can't believe that it got to that point. But it did, and yeah, I just remember looking at myself and seeing someone that I hated. Someone that, I couldn't stand. I remember one time, it was one morning and my dad was like, okay, we're getting breakfast and Dunkin' Donuts. What do you want me to pick up? I was like, so I quickly go on my phone. I'm like, Lowe's gathering meal. And he picks it up and he brings it to me. And I realize either I eat this or I die. And at that moment I chose I would rather die than eat this. And that's when I knew it was a big issue. Even so much as I had such terrible acid reflux that anything I did eat came up. So that made it even more tough. So I went to first day of 8th grade. Second day, I went inpatient. And basically, I could have died of heart failure at any point. Which was, and I didn't really care at that point. But now looking back, I'm like, oh my God, that's so scary. And then, so I went into treatment the first time. And oh my God, that was scary. It was everything new at once. I remember getting there is I cried and I was like, I'll do better, I'll do anything to get out of here. And obviously I wouldn't have recovered if I had just left the hospital, So it took me a while to get through all that. So I went through treatment. I was in and out most of 8th grade. Lots of good people I met, lots of scary things. I acquired a lot of new fear foods. Like certain foods just scared me, and then I eventually mostly got over them. Some of them are still scary. And I also learned new eating disorder habits while I was there. So there were goods and bad sides to inpatient. But I was in and out a while. I think 10th grade was the year I didn't go into any hospitalizations. I think the summer after, but yeah. And other things happened, like I had a lot of suicidal ideation, and high school wasn't a good time for me. I literally in 10th grade thought that I would not get through high school. Like, I cannot get through this. And here I am. I've almost gotten through cosmetology school. I have a couple weeks left, which is amazing. And I feel great. Like, so I'm very proud of where I've come. But yeah. And then in 2020, I think it was 2019 to 2020, I kind of relapsed again. And I wasn't restricting too much, but it was more the exercise side of things. I was exercising a lot until it did come to restriction. Yeah, so that was a tough time and carried over into 2021, which is why I went to residential. Things just got really bad, and here I am, I guess. Yeah, so eating disorders suck, man. It's taken up so much of my life. Like, even I don't remember a lot of it. My brain capacity was like so low that I don't remember so much of my youth. I barely remember anything 8th grade, 9th grade, some of 10th grade. I remember some of 11th, but my eating disorder has literally taken over most of my life. And I can't say that I wish he was gone, because it's made me who I am today, and maybe I wouldn't be as good a person as I am today. So it's shown me a lot of different things and brought a light to a lot of different things, and family therapy has helped me so much within my family, and all of this therapy has helped me grow. And yeah, I guess right now I really need to work on OCD and body image. I think those are the two really last things I need to get through, because those things are killing me. But I just have to work very hard at it, and I just found happiness. I have a girlfriend that I love, and I have a job that's great with people that I love, and I'm almost done school, and I found peace in my life. So I'm just really happy with where I am, and yeah. So that's just kind of like a short recap of like my eating disorder story. I didn't want to go like too much into detail, obviously, because like I don't want anything to be triggering. I just wanted to kind of give the general idea of what happened and what occurred. So if you guys want to hear anything else around that, let me know. If you have any questions, I'll be sure to answer them. You can message me on my Instagram, which I'll link down below. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. So thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.